Okay, so like I said, first and foremost, we are going to be doing a lot with data today. And the nice thing about data is that they're just numbers. There's no really multiplying or anything like that. It's just looking and organizing data numbers. That's all there is to it. So the first thing and foremost, what I have up on the board, number one, the first thing that you want to do before you do anything, you want to put your numbers in order from least to greatest. You do not want to go from greatest to least, and I'll show you why in just a second. But you always want to go from least to greatest. So here is an example. A set of data points. This could be from anything. Okay, it could be the average height of new trees in centimeters. It could be, who knows? All you need to know are the actual digits, the numbers. First thing you want to do is put them in order from least to greatest. Now you want to be very careful and do a couple mental checks as you go. First and foremost, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits. So when I rewrite them, I want to make sure that I have all 7 digits. You would be surprised. Most mistakes made is done because you miss a digit. And I'm not kidding about that. It's like, oh, well, you missed a 2. That's a problem.
What?
If you do not record down one of the digits, your data and all your answers are going to be wrong because it's dependent on having all your digits. Another thing I like to do is cross them out as I rewrite them. So I want you guys to do the same. So obviously from least to greatest, I would want to go, obviously, 2, cross it out, 3, cross it out, 4, 5, is there a 6?
No.
No, but I have how many 7s?
2.
So I got to make sure I have 2 7s and an 8. Now, what I consider to be the hard part is done. Getting them in order and making sure that I have all of my numbers. That's the trickiest part to all this because that's where it starts. You're going to be asked to find these 3 things today. You need to know how to find the mode, the median, and the range. They're all up here for you, okay? And they're real simple to find, but you have to keep them separate, okay? You have to figure them out. Mode. All the mode is simply put, what number appears the most in this data set? So what digit appears the most?
7.
7. That's all there is. So mode equals 7. The median, the way I always remember median, because it reminds me of medium or kind of right in the middle. And that's exactly what median is. It's the number that is in the direct middle of the list. This is why it's so important to put these in order from least to greatest. You have to find the number in the middle. Okay? Now, for today's lesson, you're always going to be given a set of numbers with 7 or an odd number of digits. And that way, you will have a middle number. I can tell you from experience, some data sets will have even numbers, and you actually have to figure out what the median number will be because it's actually not listed, but we're not going to get into that today. So here's a trick, and I really want you guys to try this when you guys get back to your seat, okay? I start with my least number and my greatest number, and I cross them out, and I go in a number to the left and to the right, in a number to the left and right, and finally you'll get to the middle number. And I cross them out as I go. So if I cross one out on my left, I cross one out on my right. Cross one out over here, cross one out over here. Cross one out over here, cross one out over here, and I'm left with 5. Now the range is nothing more than a simple subtraction problem. The range is you have your greatest number, you have your least number, and the range could be any number in between. Alright? So the greatest number is 8 minus the least number, which is 2, and my range is 6. And that's all there is to it today, guys. Seriously, that's all there is. Now, range, I always kind of remember because it's from my first point to my end point, what is my range here? Okay, there's a range of 6 numbers. If you guys can remember range and separate that from mode and median, is pretty easy, because like I said, with median, think of medium, which is right in the middle. Okay? And that's what I always see is median, medium, middle, middle number. You have to get that in your brain though. There's no like rhyme or reason to it. You just need to know it. I wish there was some magic wand I could wave and just whoop. You guys know all 3 vocab words.
Yay.
You just need to know them, alright? So try to remember range. That's the one that, you know, we take the biggest number, subtract the smallest number. Mode is the one that appears the most, and then median. Of course, it doesn't help when they throw a 4th one at you next year when it's mean, because there's another M word. Great. But anyway, yep, mode, median, range. And the biggest part is up here of knowing what they mean. Okay? You have to know what they mean. For those of you who do not like to work carefully, this is going to be a big problem for you, because you have to list your numbers in order, but you have to be very careful that you include all of the original numbers, so you don't leave 1 or 2 out, because then you'll have all the wrong answers. Alright, you can stop the recording stuff. Code